Thanks so much, Alicia. The story this morning in traffic is construction right now on both your roads and your rails. Let's start with your roads. The northbound Ryan between the Merge and 75th, your two right lanes are out at least for the next 15 minutes here, as well as the 95th Street on-ramp. That is closed until 9 o'clock this morning. Some construction just to the south of there on 57 between Halstead and the Ryan. Two left lanes out until 6. And then on the northbound 4 between Martin Luther King and the Merge, your right lane closed until 6 o'clock. Now, big construction on the CTA. Right now, this is the red line. This is the 95th bound red line between Fullerton and Cermak Chinatown. They're on the elevated tracks. That's the upper tracks. You won't go underground at all through the entire weekend until Monday morning at 4 a.m. They're doing some maintenance at the State Street station. So how does this affect you? This affects North and Clybourne, Clark and Division, Chicago and Grand stations. How you get there, head from those station service. From them, take a Howard bound train down to Fullerton, and then you'll have to reroute yourself and transfer to get service to them. Take a 95th bound train to State and Lake and then transfer. Back to you, Michelle.
All right, Marley, thanks so much.
We're just adding a squat to it because we want the whole body to work as a unit, get the heart rate up. But when it comes to exercise, we're thinking about 2 days a week of high-intense exercise, probably 20 to 30 minutes, and then 3 to 4 days a week of low-intense, longer version exercise, sympathetic stuff, parasympathetic stuff, getting a heart rate up, getting a heart rate down, but doing just exercise, be active, you know.
Right, and incorporate the full body, as Marley has demonstrated.
And 99% exercise.
Oh, thank you.
You've
Thanks
been
for
doing
having
awesome.
me.
All right.
You're doing great in our workouts. We're just adding a squat to it because we want the whole body to work as a unit, get the heart rate up. But when it comes to exercise, we're thinking about 2 days a week of high-intense exercise, probably 20 to 30 minutes, and then 3 to 4 days a week of low-intense, longer version exercise, sympathetic stuff, parasympathetic stuff, getting a heart rate up, getting a heart rate down, but doing just exercise, be active, you know.
Right, and incorporate the full body, as Marley has demonstrated.
And
Thank you
99%
so much.
exercise.
Oh, thank you. Thanks
You've
for
been doing
having
awesome.
me.
All right.
And Michelle, now we are watching a new accident on your roads, and it is causing a problem for you. It may be early on this Saturday morning, but you can see this major slowdown on the outbound Stevenson. The crash itself is at Joliet Road. It is blocking your two left lanes and then a part of the third left lane. That's why we're seeing this backup taking us all the way back to 355. You should expect delays even this early at 15 minutes. That's what we're looking at right here. And also watching some construction in place for the next half hour on the southbound Ryan between 57th and 63rd. Your right lane is out until 7, like I mentioned. And then on the southbound local lanes between Garfield and 63rd, your two left lanes are closed again until 7. So just for about the next 30 minutes or so. This does tend to have a late pickup, though, so I will keep you posted as to when this lifts. Now, we have some big CTA projects this weekend. The biggest one is on your red line. It's affecting your 95th bound trains between Fullerton and Cermak Chinatown stations. You will be on the elevated tracks all weekend. This is through Monday morning at 4 a.m. right before rush hour kicks off. Now, this means that all of your underground stops will be skipped because they're doing some necessary maintenance on the State Street station. So what does this mean, and what stops are we talking about? You're talking about North and Clybourne, Clark and Division, Chicago and Grand, 4 of the most popular red line stops. How do you get service? If you want service from these stations, you can take a Howard bound train up to Fullerton and then transfer to a 95th bound train, and then you can access those stations. If you want service to those stations, you have to take a 95th bound train down to State and Lake and then hop back on a Howard bound train, and then you can get up to those 4 stations. Again, North and Clybourne, Clark and Division, Chicago and Grand. This is a big project through the entire weekend, so don't forget, if you're heading out the door, you will need to allow a lot of extra travel time. And Green Line construction, we've been talking about this one a lot. You've got bus substitution in place between Roosevelt and 35th Bronzeville stations. This is for continued work on that Cermak McCormick Place station, and this will be in place until 11:40 this morning. And last but not least, your orange and pink lines until 4 o'clock today, running counterclockwise in the outer loop. So do look out for that. Just allow a little extra travel time today. Back to you guys at the desk, Michelle and Anthony.
All right, thank you very much, Marley.
Heat wave, yeah.
Heat wave, bust out the shorts, everybody. Have a great one. There's going to be more news tonight at 10 o'clock, and of course, anytime at NBCChicago.com.
Yeah. 40.